So you're seeking change, but it can seem elusive at times. If you are serious about changing your life, if you've been through a difficult situation, or you just want to be a better version of yourself, then my encouragement to you is watch this video on my 5 tips for developing healthy habits to make revolutionary changes to your precious life. I am Keely Taverner, the psychotherapist who helps empaths overcoming narcissistic abuse so that you can learn, understand, and move on with your precious life. So firstly, you've got to be able to understand that your phone is a massive distraction, deliberately designed to distract you. If you want to change, if you want to achieve a goal, start to think about what apps you may need to uninstall. You may also need to think about how much time you spend on certain apps. Limit your time. But also, which leads into the second point, there is incredible value in diarizing and making time in your diary for the goal that you want to achieve. Don't just assume you'll fit it in. It doesn't always work like that. And sometimes, depending on the goal that you want to achieve, we'll just sideline it, constantly prioritizing everything else. And often, especially for empaths, we end up squashing our own needs and desires. Not great for your greatness. The third tip is understanding there are limitations to self-help. Yes, limitations. For the self-help industry perpetually focuses on us changing how we think to revolutionize and change our life. And while there is much merit to that, what happens when we don't feel like it? What happens when our willpower runs out? What happens when we are not motivated? Well, I'll tell you what will happen. It doesn't get done, especially if the task is something that's difficult and we don't necessarily want to do it. Let's take an example, going to the gym. Diarizing those tasks can be incredibly important. That means you're making time, you prioritize, and you make it an immovable part of your schedule. You wouldn't keep moving work saying, I'm going to start at 9, no, I'll start at 5. You make that immovable. And if you want to add a little bit more spice, consider how you might reward yourself for adhering to that aspiration. Now, additionally, we need to understand the self-help movement has perpetually promoted that you have to rethink your life, rethink your beliefs, and that you can change.